station, WDWL TV, broadcasting from Studio A, located on Grumpy Old Man Road. And if you're interested, the studio is located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And it's the Grumpy Old Man. Oh, that's me. And, the Grumpy Vulture Show. Take your bow. Oh, gee, another graceful one. Boy, you hamming it up. Now, look at the camera. Camera, there you go. Is your lava lamp lava-ing? Not yet. Oh, people, I'm about to give up. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this equipment. I'm gonna show you something. All I did, remember the other day, I switched microphones and I put the Blizzard in. Okay, this is a simulation, okay, of what it takes to change out a microphone. All right, now on the top is this threaded ring. It don't have this mount. It's just a threaded ring. And you unthread the microphone and it comes out of the shock mount. Now, all you do is unplug the plug and you plug back in. You mount the new mic, okay? You twist the lock ring like so. The microphone then is mounted in the shock mount. Like so. Like so. That is all I did. I did not touch the mixer. I did not touch the interface. I did no adjusting to Prism. And what the fuck happened yesterday? An echo. Now, I don't know if it's echoing again. There is some demon in this equipment. Like I say, all I did was unscrewed. First of all, you unplug the XLR. You unscrew. You put the new mic in. You screw the connection. You plug in the XLR. That's it. You don't have to make any adjustments. Now, possibly I have to make a volume adjustment. I do the audio adjustment on the mixer with one little slide bar. Since I went from one MXL back to the Blizzard MXL, there was no reason to adjust the volume because everything was set to the MXL. I don't know why the damn echo or reverb or whatever we want to call it popped in to the damn audio. It makes no sense. Now, I'm using, which mic am I using here? Can't read. Can't read the microphone. Oh, come on. There's too many arms and everything on here. Oh, the Sterling. Oh. Now, this was the perfect mic. Remember I told you after we ran into some audio problems with this MXL, I was going to go back to the Sterling because this was the second mic that I was using that had no problems. The original mic, my golden microphone, which was, it was a $27 cheapie. And it was one of the, I should have never switched microphones because that cheap piece of crap was one of the best. I used it for 2 years with no problem. I figured, after 2 years, let's get some more sophisticated microphones. Oh, it's been nothing but a headache. When I did the playback yesterday, I wanted to rip my eyebrows out with tweezers. And believe me, that would have hurt like fuck. I have no idea whatsoever as to why one day I can come in here, turn all the equipment on, do a broadcast, and it's perfect. I come in the next day, I turn everything on, I do a stream, and the goddamn reverb echo is in here. And to turn the mixer on is one push button. That's it. There's no need to touch any of the controls once the audio is locked in. I had the audio locked in on the Blizzard. And the strange thing is, we used the Blizzard, there was no reverb whatsoever. I come in the next day, I give up. Oh, I just give up. I went from using the red MXL, then the Patriot came in. We plugged the Patriot in. It was fine. We tested the Blizzard, and it was fine. The second day with the Blizzard, I get the damn reverb. So I took the Blizzard out, and I put the Sterling back in. If this has an echo, I am going to smash this thing. I give up. I'm using the old Behringer mixer that I used for the first 2 years. I hooked up, I'm trying to think of the name of the other mixer, a Stinson or something like that. I didn't care for the sound. The audio, it just didn't sound right. And I went back to the Behringer. I had no problems. Where this echo is coming from, I haven't the slightest idea. I even switched headsets. I've got 3 different headsets. I went to the old one, the one that I was using for 2 years. I have no idea where this demon is coming from that insists on throwing a goddamn echo into my streaming. It's ridiculous. Remember I told you I thought it was the headphone amplifier, so I got rid of the headphone amplifier. For about 3-4 days, everything was fine. Then I come in, I push one button on the mixer, The interface is controlled through the computer. When I turn the computer on, the interface turns on because it runs from USB from the computer to the interface. I don't have to touch it. I showed you there were two adjustments on the interface. Once they are set, that's it. There is no need to touch the interface. Matter of fact, it's not even where I can get to it to adjust it right now. In order to adjust the interface, I have to. It's basically inside of a drawer. Yeah, real classy operation. The interface is in a drawer and the cables run up into the mixer. The mixer has one push button, on, off. Once I set the audio levels, the only audio slide that I control manually is for the intro music. I bring it volume up, and then towards the end I bring the volume down. That has nothing to do with the microphone audio. It's a completely separate slide. It's a different channel in the mixer. I don't know what's going on. And I know it aggravates the shit out of you people that tune in on a regular basis. And you tune in a couple of days, everything sounds perfect. And then you get the damn reverberation, the echo, whatever you want to call it. The pain in the ass audio. I have no idea. Like I told you, I bought all brand new cables. Every cable in this studio is brand new and not cheap. They're the Gator cables out of Florida. American made in America. I have no idea. I have, oh God, how many times have I uninstalled Prism and reinstalled it and did the updates, and they sent me some bug fixes, and everything was great for about a week. And then the damn reverb comes back again. If it was a daily thing, I could probably put a finger on it, but it comes out of nowhere. And unfortunately, until I do a playback, I don't know what's happening. And I'm not like some of these streamers where, oh, gee, they'll spend 40 hours a week perfecting their streams, editing and doing. No. I do a stream, I record it to YouTube, and that's it. I don't do a shitload of editing because I don't like YouTube's editing program. So what you get is live. I don't go back and redo things. What you see is 100% live. If I screw up, it's live. I don't go back and correct it and go, oh, I mispronounced the word. Wait a minute. We'll take that out and we'll re-record that second. No, I'm not going to do that shit. It's a live broadcast. I don't record it. You will see some streaming where it will say premiere. Well, basically that means a pre-recorded session. And then they put it up at a certain time. I do mine 100% live. I'm not going to do a bunch of editing because basically what you see is what you get. I'm not going to, do a fluff and flutter and all this and make it 100% perfect. Hey, if I mispronounce a word, I screw up, it's live. But where this goddamn echo demon is coming from, I haven't the slightest idea. Because the sad thing is, I don't know until I do a playback. It would be different if it echoed into my headset and I go, okay, we gotta stop. But what am I gonna do? Pull a cable, plug it back in? No, it's not. Cables have nothing to do with it. The microphone has nothing to do with it. It's a combination between Prism and YouTube. That's the only answer I have for it. I'm at wit's end. I even made a phone call to my buddy's son out in Burbank. And I explained to him what's going on. And even he sat back and scratched his head. And this guy does, professional recording for Hollywood studios. He's like, I don't know what's going on, Burby. But he'd have to be here. And it's probably something stupid. But I have no idea because it comes and goes. I could see if it was due to a different microphone. But we used the Blizzard. And it was perfect. And then I'm using the Blizzard again last night, and it's fucked up. It's echoing. The Blizzard has no adjustments. I told you the only microphone that had the audio and cartridge adjustments was the Patriot. And that basically was either a front or rear. And then it was a dB adjustment where you either had normal or 10 dB less, which basically cuts the volume on the mic. The Patriot is the only microphone with adjustments. It was fine. I took the Patriot out. I put the Blizzard back in. Now, we had used the Blizzard 3 days prior to the Patriot. No problem. I put the Patriot back in last night, and you see, it's nothing to changing a microphone, and it echoes. Now, I went back to the Sterling because the Sterling never gave me a problem. There was never an echo with this mic. Although, like I said, the microphones have nothing to do with it. Because if I had a microphone that every time I used it there was an echo, I'd get rid of it. But we used the Blizzard for 3 days. I put the Patriot in. Worked fine. I took the Patriot out because I said we're only going to use that mic for special occasions. I put the Blizzard back in. And you see what it takes to change a mic, a lock ring, and an XLR plug. That is it. No adjustments. I didn't touch the mixer. I don't know if this is too loud or too quiet because the mixer settings are for the MXL. I didn't bother. I have a journal. I didn't bother writing in what settings for the Sterling. So if it's too loud or too quiet, too low, I apologize. But I'm using the settings for the MXL. If these settings are fine, I'm going to write in my journal volume level 4. Number 4 on the slide bar. The slide bars go from 0 to 10. I'm not even at 50%. I'm at 4. Every time I use a microphone, like the MXLs, they're all 4. We discovered that was the perfect volume setting for the audio on the MXLs. I'm at a loss. I know RB, I know you probably immediately shut the stream off. That's one reason I'm apologizing to everybody. I don't know what is causing it. And for you newbies out there, RB and I have known each other since junior high school. No, I think RB and I went to kindergarten together. Yeah. So RB and I have known each other almost like forever. And he's a loyal follower. And a loyal commenter. And he don't mince no words. The one night the damn echo was so bad, he was like, oh, damn echo back again. You know, damn reverb back there. And I appreciate his commentary because I get it honest. Honest, unfiltered. What's better than to have somebody you've known since you were 5 years old give you an honest comment? I'm sure he'd like to reach through the damn monitor and smack me sometime. Hey! Straighten that reverb out. You're fucking my eardrums up. So, RB, I'm sorry. I don't know what's causing this shit. It makes no sense. Even my buddy's son out in Burbank said, is it a certain microphone? I said, no. He said, what about your cables? Which even he said they have nothing to do with it. I said, they're all brand new. He said, what mixer are you using? I said, my Behringer. The one I started with. That I used for 2 years. And then I went to a newer style. I didn't like the sound that came out of it and went back to the Behringer. And I also told him, I says, I used one microphone 3 days in a row. I put a different MXL. I used it one night. I put the same microphone that I used 3 days prior, and there was an echo. And he's an audio whiz, like I say. He does recordings for Hollywood studios out in Burbank. God, if anybody's a whiz at this shit, it's him. And even he scratches his head and goes, I can't figure it out. Because he even asked me if I'm using a microphone with a delay on it. I said, no, they're USB. And I've tried them. and I don't care for them. So I don't have delays on any microphone. So then he says, well, what studio you in? I says, I'm in Studio A, my XLR, my old school studio. And even he said, XLR worked for, 70, 80 years with no problems. I'm trying to figure things out, folks. It's driving me crazy. It shouldn't happen. Unplug, unthread, pull mic out, put new mic in, thread in lock screw, plug in cable, done. You don't touch anything over here. Nothing. Unless the volume's either too low or too high. But we came to a consensus. All the MXLs work great at 4. I never wrote down what the volume setting was for the Sterling. So 4 is a test. If the Sterling sounds just like the MXLs, then I will take my journal out and put Sterling microphone, volume level 4. I'm going crazy trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Because he even asked me, what about when you use all your USB equipment? Because the USB microphones over in Studio B and Studio C both just plug into the computer. They do not go through a mixer. The volume levels for those microphones over there are controlled on the microphone. I'll show you. Here is my Blue Yeti. Limited edition pearl, Arctic white, whatever they want to call it. Here is the adjustment for the cardioid head. Front, back, or 360. There's 4 heads in these microphones. There's only 2 in this one. This controls the gain, the volume that the mic is broadcasting at. Once this is set, you don't touch it. Once this is set, you don't touch it. This control is for my headphones. Instead of going through a mixer, I turn the headphone volume up here. USB mics are a piece of cake. All the adjustments are done on the microphone. I've never had an echo from a USB mic. And that was another thing I told him. Come on, get in there. I don't want to give up the old school equipment. But it shouldn't be happening. There is no delay. Now the mixer does have a delay control. It's always set at 0. I don't want a delay or reverb. Back in my day, we called it a reverb. Today, they call it a delay or an echo. That's why I keep calling it RB. I keep calling it echo. Today's technology, it's either delay or echo. Back in our day, it was reverb. And us cool guys had reverbs in our cars. Yeah, I had one under the dash. It was cool. Do a little echo chamber in your car with your, your. It wasn't even stereo. It was just AM radio at the time. We didn't have FM until later on. Every radio I had when I was a young kid was AM. That's all we had, AM. Then FM come out. Oh, yeah. This is proven equipment. Jesus Christ. Elvis sang with XLR equipment. Barbara Streisand sang with XLR microphones. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. Of course, they're in recording studios with $50,000, $60,000 soundboards. My Behringer's like 150. But it worked for 2 years. I did that stupid stream in the beginning, up until like the end of the second year. I would record off a GoPro in my backyard and then upload the GoPro to YouTube. Then I was like, oh, let's get some semi-professional equipment. And I've upgraded over time with what I can afford to do, trying to make it look like a real studio. Like I say, this shock mount and arm are what you would find in a real FM broadcast studio. Like, we have WMJI in Cleveland. I've been in the studios. I've been wanting to buy one of these for ages. But brand new. This arm is $200. I found it on an overstock, like barn find website. This guy goes in and he buys up, electronic stores that went out of business. This was new in the box. Oh, let's not bang shit. New in the box. The arm with the shock mount. It's all one piece. $20. $180 saving for Grumpy. But it's the same identical arm you would find at WMJI or any radio station. And some professional, websites out there that do streaming. This is what you find in a professional recording studio. And, like I say, before John Lanigan retired, I visited him in the studio. I sat for a show. Jesus Christ, I had to get to the fucking studio at 5:30 in the morning. Talk about lack of sleep. But I got invited. I sat right across from him while he was doing his broadcast that day. This was the exact piece of equipment they had at WMJI Studio. Of course, they had, $1,000 microphone there. Same company. Same company. I couldn't believe it when I saw $20. I was like, holy yachafuck, Grumpy's gonna buy that. Brand new in the box. Matter of fact, the guy had two of them. I guess they sat for a while. Because after I bought this one, he asked me if I would like the other one for $15. I said no, one's enough. Then he said, hey, how about 10? I said sold. So I got a $200 professional studio shock mount. $20. Matter of fact, here, I'll show you. Oh, I haven't even opened the box. There we go. Brand new in the box. Brand new in the box. Still sealed. $10. $10. There it is. Same one. Professional recording studio shock mount. There it is. Still in the box. There's the $20 one. Same one. Brand new, sealed, still in the box. So, I'm trying to make it somewhat professional. Too bad the host behind the microphone is such an asshole. But why? I have this demon that hates me in my equipment. I will never know. I should be able to walk in, turn on the computer, turn on the lights, turn on the tablet, turn on the mixer, pull up Prism, type in my show title, hit start. It should be the same every single day. Why? Some days I have the goddamn reverb or delay or echo or whatever you want to call the term. I have no idea. Like I said, my buddy's son out in Burbank said, it makes no sense. He goes, I come in my studio every day, push a few buttons, turn shit on, record. And he's doing soundtracks and stuff for Hollywood studios. Matter of fact, he rents a studio in Burbank in the NBC complex out there. And if he can't figure it out, I have no idea. Because this guy knows equipment like the back of his hand. Matter of fact, when I told him what Behringer I was using, he named every control on the damn mixer. He had it up here. He knows every mixer, every soundboard, every interface, every microphone made. Matter of fact, he sent me USB microphones that he tested for microphone manufacturers. They send them to him. They say, hey, test them. You're doing Hollywood recording work. Test them. Give us your opinion. Then they tell him, do what you want with them. Throw them away. We don't want them back. So he sent me a few, but they're all USB because that's what today's equipment is. Even though they're still making a shitload of XLR equipment, USB makes it easier. You don't need to carry around all this shit. Like I showed you with the blue Tiki's and the blue raspberry mic, the one that looked like a little shrunken 1950s desk mic. You plug it in, you turn on your computer, you do your adjustment on the microphone, and you're streaming. It makes it easy for somebody that's a blogger that's doing like a travel blog. All they got to do is flip open their laptop, plug in their microphone, go to their streaming program, and voila! I'd have to drag a studio with me. Not to mention a generator to power this shit. So, when I sign off, I'm going to do the playback. If there is an echo, I don't know why. It's a demon. Something in this equipment hates me. So, RB, I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I guess I'm too old for this technology. Yeah, everybody's telling me, just pull all that equipment out of the studio and put USB equipment in. No! I like my old XLR. I got USB equipment over in Studio B and now Studio C. I like my old studio, my old school equipment. So, hopefully, this stream is going to be normal. Or as normal as we can get it. Because I have no idea. And like I say, I called my buddy's kid in Burbank. If anybody could point out a problem, it's him. As a matter of fact, he told me, send me a couple of your streams that have the delay, the reverb, the echo. And he's going to run them through his sound equipment out there and see if he can pinpoint something. Oh, yeah, he's got some expensive diagnostic equipment, he checks his mixers with and his microphones. He said, hopefully I can do it just off a stream. Because there's no way I can afford to send him my mixer and my interface. So, RB, I got a pro out in Burbank trying to figure out why I got a demon. I could understand it if when I took the Blizzard out of the box and hooked it up and it echoed. I was like, oh, okay, we got a mic with a problem. Because we had previously used the red one and the orange one. So that mic, I would have shipped out to Burbank and said, hey, run it through your test equipment, see what the hell's wrong with this brand new microphone. But no, for 3 days it worked. Perfect. Now I pull it out. I put the Patriot in. The Patriot was fine. Took the Patriot out. Put the Blizzard back in. And there was an echo. And that was the same thing I told, his name's Chris. I said, Chris, I used the mic 3 days. I swapped it out. I used another MXL. I used that one once. I put the Blizzard back in. And there was an echo. So, He couldn't figure it out. He said it'd be different if I had another MXL I was experimenting with. But when you use a microphone 3 days in a row and you have no problem, and you put it back in and plug it in, you shouldn't have a problem. So what is causing the demon? I don't know. It wouldn't help to uninstall Prism and put it back in, because they've already sent me all the updates and the bug fixes. It's the most current version out there. And then Prism automatically uploads it to YouTube. The only thing that I do after a stream, because I still can't get Faceplant as my second platform over here. I don't know why it won't upload. So I go over to Studio B, I pull up YouTube with tonight's stream, and I upload it to Faceplant. But whatever is on YouTube is duplicated on Faceplant. So if there's an echo on YouTube, there's an echo on Faceplant. If there's no echo, then there's no echo. All it is a program transfer from one platform to another. There is a demon in this studio besides this asshole. Oh. I'll pay for that one. That should be the only asshole in the studio, but there's a demon in the equipment. It floats in, descends down into the equipment. Then when I shut it off at night, it floats back out and says, I'll see you in a couple of days. Then it comes back. It's the only... I don't believe in that shit, but I'm starting to believe in that shit. Some mysterious thing floats in, drops into my equipment, and goes, I'm going to fuck with you tonight. And then it goes bye-bye. And then it comes back. Couple days, week later, I'm going to fuck with you again. That's what it is. It comes and goes. I've done everything I can do. I'm at my wit's end. And at this age, it don't take much to go to your wit's end. I don't know what to do. So RB, every time the reverb kicks in, it's the fucking demon attacking me again. Because it's not the equipment. And according to the guys at Prism, it's not Prism. Because I even called their tech support. And I says, is there any way that your program has any kind of delay in it? He said no. Any of that is done through your audio equipment. But I give up. It hasn't beaten me yet. I'm not going to let it beat me. Like my goofy ass RAV4. I think the reason I'm not getting fuel to the injectors is the fuel filter might be clogged. Because I'm not, it still won't start. Brand new fuel pump, brand new fuel, turn the key, check the fuel rail, no fuel. You just have a steel line that goes from the fuel pump up to the fuel filter. So tomorrow, I have to go out there with my impact and loosen the banjo bolt on top of the fuel filter and then turn the key and see if I get a bunch of gasoline in my face. If I get gasoline in my face, oh, fuel filter, which I already ordered. Thank God for eBay. Goddamn fuel filter. That's like this half the size of a frozen, those little orange juice cans or like tomato paste cans. It's only about that big. About that big around. $90. There ain't $90 worth of shit in that fuel filter. Today, I find one. Overstock. $15. Order. If it ain't the fuel filter, I'm going to have to put all new fuel lines on that damn thing. And the weather is getting against me. I need it. It's a 4x4. In Cleveland, you never know. One day you got dry pavement, the next day you got 4 fucking feet of snow. I need a 4x4. I got 2 demons. I got one in the studio and one out in the RAV4. Maybe it's the same fucking demon hopping back and forth. We'll fuck with him in the studio today. We'll fuck with him out in the engine compartment. I've never had a car where the fuel pump works and you ain't getting no gas up front. So I'm hoping when I loosen that banjo bolt, it sprays gasoline. Then I'll say, okay, matter of fact, I ordered 2 fuel filters. If it's the fuel pump relay, which really scares me, because the fuel pump relay is about the size of a walnut. $70. $70 for something the size of a fucking walnut that plugs in under the dash. And that's off of eBay. If I go to Toyota, $97.50. There isn't $97.50 worth of material in that fuel pump relay. But if the fuel pump is working, the relay's working, but is the relay cutting out? Even my diagnostic tool won't tell me if the relay's cutting in and out. It might be going bad. I don't know. All I know is I need gas up to the engine. I want to hear it run. So I'm working with demons inside and out. And it's a 97. God forbid I ever own anything newer. Oh, these new cars. More relays and computers than some rocket ship. I won't own nothing new. Oh, no. I have vowed I will not own anything newer than a 2000. That's it. Because I can't work on anything newer than that. Back in our day, it was, spark plugs, cap, rotor, condenser, points, wires. Oh, not today. Holy shit. You open the hood, first of all, it don't even look like a motor. Like, what the hell's under here? Then that piece of shit over the top of the engine. They call it a beauty cover. It covers up that joke of an engine underneath that don't even look like anything from my day. Back in my day, you opened the hood and there was a big whopping 4-barrel carburetor sitting there. Big honking V8. You had points, condenser, rotor, cap, wires. Shit you could fix. Not today. You can't even figure the damn car out without a $3,000 diagnostic computer. And then you better hope it tells you, where the problem is. No, these new cars today, if somebody pulled one in the driveway right now and said, hey, Grumpy, here's the keys to a brand new 2024 Lincoln, I'd say, oh, they're nice keys. Here, take them back. I don't want that thing. Because then I'd be forced to go through the fucking e-check. And I'm protesting that thing. Thank God my old cars don't have to do an e-check. I'm exempt. Woohoo! Boy, I get off subject real easy. Holy shit. Go from a demon inside the studio talking about points, condenser. But those were cars we could fix. Not today. They want you to take it to the dealer. They don't want the backyard mechanic like me touching anything under that hood. No, no. So I'll keep my old pieces of shit. And hopefully I get my RAV running. Take care of the demon under the hood of that thing. I can't win. Yeah, I figured, oh boy, I got the new fuel pump, dropped it in the tank, plugged it in, turned the key, and I heard that nice hum of the fuel pump working. Then I loosened the banjo bolt on the fuel line on top of the fuel filter, and gasoline came out, and I was like, oh, it's working. I tightened it back down, and it still didn't start. So tomorrow now I got to get under the hood and see if I'm getting gas from point A to point B. If not, bypass all them fuel lines, run brand new. And that way I'll know I'm getting gas up to the engine. Never a dull moment. Then they wonder why I'm always grumpy. I like my Nissan. I go out to my shitbox truck, I turn the key, I hear the hum of the fuel pump, and the engine starts right up. That's because I ran brand new fuel lines. So I know it's going to get fuel. Goddamn Toyota, they route the fuel lines like a Chinese jigsaw puzzle. Can you run them easy? Oh, no. Let's twist them in 47 different directions when you get up by the firewall so you can't figure out which line is which. Oh, they go like, it looks like a spider web up underneath there, all that shit. And then you got about this much room. Got to have Japanese hands to work on it. Ugh. I can feel my blood pressure going up. Calm down, Grumpy. Have some coffee. Okay, I will. Thank you. You want a sip? No? Okay. I offered. You sure? No? Positive? No? Now I'll take another drink. You're all witnesses. When he goes to corporate in the morning, he says, "Oh, he wouldn't give me any coffee." I offered 3 times. You're my witness. And with that, I think I'm going to do the replay. I'm cringing already. And either way, it's going to get uploaded to Faceplant. Oh, God. I don't need this shit. But, echo or not. Oh, God. There's that damn software ad again. Holy God. I don't want your anti-phishing software, malware bites. Get away from me. I keep running a program to get rid of that shit. And it goes away for a couple of days. Let's say I got a demon. I haven't seen the old malware bites anti-phishing software ad for about 4 days. And today, and it always pops up just as I'm getting ready to sign off. Well, I'm going to go do the playback, and fingers crossed, the volume is okay, and there's no echo. I want to hear your comment, RB. Either way, put it on Faceplant. I'll be looking for it. And with that, people, I will chat with you tomorrow. Maybe over in Studio A or Studio C. We're going to give this studio a little rest. I need it. Take care.